Howdy folks, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. Now that's something I didn't expect to say, but you know what, as much beef as I have with giants, and there are many ways, which I won't go into here, I did like the new Platinum expansion and the love for logging. If you've been around the channel, you know I did way more logging than farming in Farming Simulator 17 and 19. And I just couldn't pass it up. So we're going to start a series. I don't know how long it'll go, but we're going to jump in. We're here on Silverrun, of course. Many of you will recognize the area. I started on hard mode, so there's no house here. But I've got a tent, I've got a truck, and I've got a skid steer with some implements. And we're going to get started doing some contracts, kind of getting to know the land, getting to know the people, and then we'll just kind of see where it takes us. But I've done a couple contracts already. I did one of the deadwood contracts where you go around and you have to cut down certain dead trees for people. And then I did one of the new rock breaking missions contracts where you go and break up some rocks. So that's why I've got the hydraulic breaker on the skid steer there. We need to get that unloaded, and then we'll just take the truck over. We're going to go do a deadwood contract. So let's get everything back on here. And I'll try to remember to put a mod list in the description, but if you have questions, just ask. I just modified this to put my logo on it. This truck is on the mod hub. Everything you see here is on the in-game mod hub, with the exception of a sawdust mod, which I made. So when you use a chainsaw and stump grinder stuff, it actually makes little piles of wood chips. It's so weird having grown up all my life, you know, being around wood and cutting wood. Use a chainsaw and stuff, and there's no sawdust anywhere. It's so weird. Come on, giants. There's been a sawdust mod for like 2 or 3 versions now. Really surprised that wasn't in the game, but they put yarders in. That's kind of what sold me. I was like, okay, they got yarders. We got to go try this out. But we're going to start off doing a deadwood contract. In this video, just to get started, I'm going to try to speak words. And let's see, I need to take the tension belts off of there. Put the ramps down. There we go. And if you've seen any of my previous farm sim adventures, you know, I do a little bit of light RP, but I don't take it too seriously. So if you hear me talking about things kind of like they're real, that's why. We're just kind of playing, having fun. This old beast here. See, did it fix itself? I had this all set up so it was worn out. It looks like it fixed itself somehow. Still learning my way around the farm sims. Actually, I'm going to put this over here on this pallet. Still seems to be some bugs and some general weirdness in farm sim, but I found, playing around with this expansion, the key to me enjoying farm sim is not to do any farming. Getting used to the controls here. Whee! So we're not going to need this at all. All we should need is our trusty chainsaw. All right, it's a nice little skid steer. And I don't understand why. Like, I had it dirty and worn, and yeah, it's back to like full repair. Yeah, I don't know. Farm sim is weird. It's full of bugs. Who knows? Anyway, let's accept the contract. There were several deadwood contracts out here. Let's go do this one on farmland 3. No, this one pays a little more. We'll go to 25. Cut down 21 marked trees. Wow. That's a lot. All right, we'll accept that. Let's hop in here. Go ahead and fold that up. And then we were headed where? I forgot to... Active. Farmland 25. All right, fair enough. This is a loud truck. Gotta remember to turn that down and edit. Whoa! Like I said, I'm still getting a little used to the controls. It's been a while. It's been a long while since I played any farming simulator. I've been playing around a little bit, testing mods and stuff. Gotta get back into the swing of things. Now, I don't know where Farmland 3 is. So let's head down here to the main drag and we'll take a look at the map. One thing I've noticed with 22 is it's kind of laggy when you're in first person. I don't know if it's the mirrors. What's up with that? Anyway. Where are we going? Let's zoom out here. We want number 3, which is here. Okay. But it says we're supposed to go down here. It says 25. Oh, no, it's 25. My bad. So it's down there. We need to take the main drag. So we can just go on around here, get on the main drag, and after we cross the second bridge, we need to take a left. I'm sure I'll remember all that just fine. Let's take a little drive here through this beautiful map. It is a good looking map. It seems to run pretty well. I've got the volume turned down to like 20%, but it's still really loud. I'm going to turn my headphones down. And then I'll cut the volume down when I edit this out. Alright, looks like we can get on the main drag here. Now you can see I've got auto drive set up. Could use that. That's mostly handy when you're just trying to get stuff moved. A little bit of traffic there today. Need the mod that turns your blinker off. I'm driving with a keyboard, so bear with me as I get used to this game again. Maybe I should have let auto drive do it. Wow, this is a crazy steep hill. Can you imagine driving up this in real life? Now, am I going the wrong direction? I probably am going the wrong direction, aren't I? Did I forget to turn? Where am I? Yeah, I forgot to turn. I did notice we went over the second bridge. All right, let me actually find my way over to where we're supposed to go. I'll be right back. All right, I had to bring you back in just in case you haven't seen this part of the map. That's pretty cool. That's a big old bridge. So we're almost there. We just gotta wind our way down here. And then the trees will be marked, which is pretty cool. But these are easy to find because it's dead trees. Here we go. Let's just pull right over in here. If that'll do. Then we should look. There we go. That's probably one right there. Let's just go double check. Yep, there we go. It is indeed marked. Pull out the trusty steel. Maybe that truck's just really loud because the chainsaw's not all that loud. Almost got it into that pine over there. So you can see I made a mod based on an FS17 mod that it makes sawdust, so it doesn't do us any good here, but when we're cutting our own wood, we could actually gather up the wood chips and sell them. Yeah, I think that truck's just obscenely loud. Might have to edit that a little bit. Got my headphones back up. So most of these dead trees should be the ones we're looking for. And just like in old farm sims, they always fall to your left. Now I am using the lumberjack mod, which does some nice things like measurement. But it doubled the speed that you cut through a tree, so it was like zip. I thought that was dumb, so I actually edited that mod to go back to the default speed. I like the other features. Yeah, I cut this one down right into the way of that one, didn't I? Yeah, alright. Let's do it this way. These will just despawn when the contract's up, so it's not the end of the world. Some nice sounds as the trees fall. So we just go around, we look for that mark on a dead tree. Cut her down. Out of habit, I'm cutting close to the ground so we get the maximum wood. It doesn't matter necessarily on these. Now, before you accept the contract, I assume you could gather these up and try to go sell them. But these dead trees aren't worth hardly anything. They're super light. So I'm not going to mess with that. I've actually, if you look at my bank balance there, got a decent chunk of change. So the new folks... Let me explain. I tend to go like from series to series and continue with the same equipment, same money, that kind of thing. But I haven't played since back when FS19 was out, and I couldn't find equivalent mods for like my truck and everything that I had. So we just kind of started over. And I had about 900 grand, I think, when we left our last series. And my equipment. So I figured, with moving costs and living somewhere, blah, 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 I ended up with 380 grand. So that's where that comes from. And we've got a newer truck now, although I miss Big Red. We had, I think it was like a 78, 79 Chevy dually truck. And the ubiquitous PJ trailer. Which I didn't even see the PJ trailers. I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop on farm sim stuff. Is that one not marked? No, we're outside the circle. Look at your little mini-map, dummy. Let me get back over in here. These fool me because they look like dead trees till you get up and see the tops. There we go. So this will get us a little money and just kind of gets us familiar with the map, doing these little contracts. Now, if we want to do like the whole Silverrun thing where we fix up the roller coaster and build boats and whatnot, we're going to need to buy the sawmill, which I think is a cool $250,000. We could do that right now, but then we wouldn't have much money for anything else. So we're just going to take it slow at first. I'm going to do some contracts. I guess I didn't show. Come on, autosave. I do own this little spot of land here, 32. which I picked out, and then I realized it was the starter location anyway. So I bought that little piece of land, and we've got our truck and our skid steer. And a chainsaw, of course. So we can't actually do logging. But what I might want to do is buy some of the new equipment and get started that way before we spend a whole bunch on the sawmill. Definitely want to get to a point where I have to use their yarder. I don't know if there's any steep hillsides to log. Got some exploring to do. I like this chainsaw mod. Will it? I don't think it'll show. No, I can't go to third person. It looks like a chainsaw that somebody's actually used. Rather than everything being bright, shiny, and new. And I need to check, too. I need to check my truck. I had everything all, like, weathered. The truck and the skid steer and everything. I don't know how the skid steer fixed itself. Yeah, you marked too? Sure are. There's one right over there behind me. And I did the other contract like this, and it deletes the stumps and the wood chip piles too. So. 57% complete. All right. So yeah, we're just going to use the chainsaw this time, and then at the end, we'll probably take a look at some of the equipment, see what we might want to spend our money on. Are these... They're pretty close to the edge. No, they are marked. I bet you're marked too. Yeah. There's a deer over there in the distance. I've had them spawn like 20 feet in front of me. It's kind of weird. It's farm sim. What are you gonna do? Let's get back up here into the middle part of the circle. So like I mentioned, I did one of the rock breaking contracts. It's kind of cool that that mechanic is in the game now. Oh, we got one hung up. That's no good. Wasn't paying enough attention. Don't do this in real life. This is not a training video for real life chainsaw usage. Screw it. Felling trees in real life is dangerous business. You really got to pay attention. Luckily, this is a video game. 85% complete. All right, we're getting close. See, I got my spray can here. We can mark trees too. So yeah, we need some equipment. We need some land to log. I'm not sure we want to log where my tent is. I have to go look there. Are any of these marked? Are they too far out? No, you are. So we'll have a look around. I really would like to kind of do some selective logging and find a steep hillside somewhere where it would make sense to use a yarder. Come on, turn off. Alright, we gotta be getting close. I see this one up here. Let's get this one knocked down. One like this, just for fun. See how the physics behaves. Nice. So one thing Lumberjack does for you is it changes color like if you can't lift it. And if you hold down Alt, you can use temporary super strength. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just leave that laying there. It's a trap. How many more trees do we have left? One tree remaining. We got one more. Where is it hiding? That's this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. No problem. Now, if I was wanting to do this for realsies, I wouldn't cut it down across the road, but these are going to despawn anyway. So I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'll take a little piece and throw it on my truck. And if I'm not on the property, or if it's on my truck, does it despawn? Let's actually get a couple of these. So notice it's got two links. It shows you a link from either end of the tree, which is kind of cool. In the upper right-hand corner, or upper left-hand corner. I used to always use the measure mod. This is even better because it just automatically measures right off the log. You don't have to do any extra work. Alright, so let's grab log. Yeah, I think this truck is just obscenely loud. It's gonna be too heavy, isn't it? If I double tap, I can turn on super strength. So let's throw a log on here. I know this is cheating, but I'm doing this for science. So I want to know if do you have to sell the logs like before you accept the contract or close the contract? All right, let's turn that off. There we go. So I'm going to get outside the circle. I'm going to drop a log on the ground. Then I'm going to go back in the circle with one of them on the truck. And we'll see which logs stay. So I am curious. I was saying I can lift that one, but I can't lift that one because it's too heavy. Okay. So we'll come back and see if that log disappears too. All right, we are inside the circle. So let's go back to our contract. Collect our money. That log is gone. I have a feeling the other log's gone too. We got our 3150. And that other log was right out here, and it is gone as well. Okay. So if you were going to sell the logs, you need to do it before you collect. Got it. Okay. Well, let me head back to home base. And I'm actually let auto drive do that. And we'll take a look at some of the equipment. Auto drive works, but it's a little goofy sometimes. I'll see you back at home plate. Yeah, that truck is just insanely loud. I actually hopped out over here and it's way down there, still making lots of noise. So we got basically, 350 grand to spend and then still have a little bit of spending money left. So if we go, actually, we have to go back to the store, and I forgot. You can't access that through here anymore. Got to get used to the new version of Farm Sim. All right, so let's pop over here. Sale, sale, sale. All right, well, speaking of sales, nothing new on sale. All right. So if I wanted to get a new... So we'd have to spend all of my money to get one of the new harvesters. Ouch. Yeah, this stuff's expensive. All this stuff is really expensive. Let's see, can't we go to... Yeah, here we go, Platinum Expansion. We just look at everything in the new expansion. That's all the forestry stuff. I do want to get one of the winches. What's the difference here? Other than price. It says it requires 60 horsepower. Maybe it's just a little smaller. Oh, it tells how much it can winch. 6.6 tons. 8.6 tons. Okay, so this is just a heavier duty version. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't even have a tractor yet, so we're not getting one of those. The yarder that goes on the back of the tractor is actually pretty cheap. It's only 38 grand. The standalone is only 95, so that's not too bad. So maybe we'll just try to find some land where we could use the yarder. I definitely want to use the yarder, and I want to get this one, because this one's pretty weak. It only will pull 1.5 tons. This will do 3 tons. This wouldn't be too bad for getting started. It's got its own arm, you know, to load stuff. Could probably even pull that behind my truck in theory. It's a beefy truck. And then we've got some trailers. We've got the little Volvo. All the front loaders and stuff. Expensive, expensive, expensive. Very expensive. Get the big bag lifter with a winch on it. Interesting. Got some attachments here for the excavators. All right. I think we'll try to find some land where we can use a yarder, get a winch, and a tractor. Let me go find, where's that little Volvo tractor? Here it is. So this guy is a little 140 horsepower. Nice detail. We'll see. I might get that just because it's new. We got some options there. I think next, between this episode and next, I'll be taking a look at some land. I'll try to find out where... Oh, hey, good timing. Here comes the truck. The super loud truck. Try to find some land where we can use the yarder, is what I was starting to say. See how loud that... I gotta edit that. I already went and edited to add my logo. I guess I need to turn the sound down. I'm not going to start off on a rant on Giant's QA process. But if you didn't know, one of the big features of the map here is you can actually rebuild this roller coaster. And there's somewhere, there's a hit point here somewhere, but I'm going to have to turn the thing back on. They still haven't fixed that. I'm going to try not to rant about Giants too much. But if we come up here and do interactive zone markers on. There it is. Doesn't that tell me what we need? Field info on? There we go. Alright, they reached the main farm. Excellent. So, if we bring over all this stuff, wood beams, planks, planks along, metal, floor tiles, and staircase railing, We can gradually fix up this roller coaster in multiple stages, and then I assume it operates. I don't really know what happens when you get it fixed. And then there's also a boat place. Let's go visit that real quick, and then we'll close out the video. There's a boat shop. Boat yard, sorry. And I believe you have to build the boat yard, and then you can bring materials in. It will actually build boats. I think that's how that works. So this is another thing you can do. Buy boat yard. Ooh, it's 125 grand. So you have to buy it before you can deliver materials to it, I guess. But then you can, you can make boats, and that's kind of cool. And then I think every day at like 2 o'clock, if the boat's finished, it launches a boat. So there's stuff to do besides logging, but logging will be a big part of it. Lots of logging to come. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Hope to see you in the next episode. Take care. Now, where did I park?